Yo, what's up, everybody? It's All Things Money. You got me, Shayla, aka One Take Shay.
And you got me, Dash Wavy, aka Diamond Boy. And today we got two special guests. Been trying to get them for a while now.
Yes.
But finally got them.
Yep.
We got Sunny.
Hey.
Sun God.
Yeah.
Abby.
Hey.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks for having us.
For sure. I'm very excited for this episode. But first, let's cheers again.
Oh.
Yeah.
We just did one.
Got it.
But we're going to do another one.
We're going to do another one.
Wow.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I feel like the quantity increased for that one.
Nah, it definitely
It
did.
did.
Yeah.
It did.
Shay poured the
I thought that was like I thought that was going to be like the sip on
Wow.
to sip. You
Oh,
know?
nah.
Oh.
I didn't know it was going to be all the shots.
So it
that
was a
one caught me.
setup. Got it.
Shay, I guess you can pop it off.
All right. So, I mean, like, the most interesting thing is, like, how we all kind of, like, met. Well, me and Sonny, we went to, Keene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But me and Abby, we went to the event. It was
Yeah.
art by
The
was it?
Artwalk.
The Artwalk.
Artwalk.
Love.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then
This is the one I went to.
Yeah, this is the
Oh,
one.
that's the first time you met?
You was
Okay.
there.
I was
Mhm.
there.
Wow.
I'm trying to tell you.
I was there.
She was trying to tell
Yeah.
you.
I think me and you were at Keene at the same time too, no?
Yes, I was in there 14 to 18.
I left 14.
14.
I left
Oh,
14.
14.
Yeah, I was a
think I just
freshie,
missed
so
you.
I don't really
Okay,
know.
yeah.
Oh, you was a freshman at 14?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just missed you.
I ain't know
Okay.
Nathan.
But yeah, your event, Artwalk, right?
Mhm.
Artwalk.
The Artwalk Love.
Yeah, it was actually, that was my first ever, like art
Art event.
show.
Me too. I
Yeah.
think so too. I think that was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
Y'all
first.
like
that?
I liked it. It was
Really
an
did.
experience. I told Shayla, like, I
Yeah.
should have brought like the date. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
That's what
it-
it's meant for. It's
It
like a
was.
date night.
It's like a
Mhm.
different
That's what
date
it's-
night. You know what I mean?
yeah.
From the usual going out to eat,
Yep.
movies kind of thing. It was
Yeah.
more like, what did this picture mean to you?
Right.
Meet
Right.
different people. It's almost
He
like a
gets
mixer
it.
as well.
You
It was
get
good.
it.
Yeah, I liked it.
They
I
don't
like
be
the
getting
vibe.
it.
I don't be getting it.
I told him all this.
Nah. Nah, he did. He did advise me. He said, "Oh, you should go to this event. It's cool." I believe you
I
guys
pushed
had
it.
one.
That
year
was
before.
our third
one?
Yeah, it felt like the fifth, but that was our
Okay,
third
yeah.
one.
one,
Heavy
yeah.
on the fence.
So
It's
y'all
very
coming to
nice.
the next one then? I
For sure.
assume.
And I'm gonna
Okay.
invite people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Same location.
No.
It's the block party.
Oh,
Which
Doing
is this
big.
the one that's 23rd?
The
Yeah.
23rd.
You got your
Tree Place.
aunt's
this
Event,
month.
Yeah.
Well, you guys
Yeah.
can talk about it. We probably
Yeah. I don't know.
probably won't drop it for then.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
At
Sheesh.
least they could come.
You going?
Visit the recap.
I don't know. We're
He already said it's a dub.
Nah, because I might.
Oh,
'Cause I
'cause
did
you
say,
might come.
yeah.
Okay.
I
I see
might
what
come
you're
to
saying.
yours,
I
so
see
it's
what you're
like,
saying.
I
see
don't
what you're
know.
saying.
But if I wasn't, I'd have came through.
Mm.
I would have.
We're gonna keep having them.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should do
Yeah.
like a joint.
We could
Something
do
like
that.
that.
Y'all
Do
get a little
something.
podcast
Yeah.
room with
Yeah.
the artists.
There
That'd
should
be
a
dope.
section
That would be
where
dope.
people could come and
Uh-huh.
like talk it up during the event. We love having interactive segments. Like
Yeah.
that's the part that we're trying to pick aside from all of these art showcases that
Mhm.
go on in the city. Like just what people can connect with more and come back to or go home with type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's really experience within the experience that we trying to not sell but give to
Bring,
people,
yeah.
bring to the table. So
Mhm.
that would be a nice little thing.
Yeah.
Think about that for the
Yeah.
anniversary event. Like I feel like that'd be dope.
We was just talking about that in the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did it start?
So my business is called LoveLangauge Inc.
Mhm.
So I was like, I want to do date nights every year. So
Mm.
I did one as like a paint and sip rooftop.
Mm.
And then I noticed that every time somebody tried to bring me to an art museum, I was in New York.
Okay.
And New York is cool and all, but that's real. That's a ride. You see, it took us a minute to get here. So, yeah. So I was like, okay, I want to bring it to New Jersey. I met Sunny at the Lala's
Lala's.
event. Yeah.
It's not always picnic.
And I was like, I'm good with the event coordinating part, but I'm good at easily stressing myself out. So I said, okay, I need somebody who could handle the art part.
Mm.
So I called Sunny like, okay, we're going to do 3 events. And she was like, 3? I said, yeah, 3. We literally picked the dates on the phone that same day, put it in our
Wow.
calendars. What was that, back in
That was back in like January because the first one was February for
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
January? And we did all 3 dates. I tried
January
canceling a
this
couple
year?
of them. Mhm.
Wow.
It's been a lot. Like
Yeah.
this year.
But she held it down. She deals with my crazy. She definitely.
What's the crazy?
I get stressed easily. Like I have a vision, but she's up here. Like she sees what I'm talking about. So,
So how'd you get? You got something?
Nah.
How'd you get started with being an artist and drawing, stuff like that?
I would say my great grandmother, my Nana, she used to have craft parties for me and my cousins growing up. So, I mean, I was like raised in the arts. Like my mom could draw well.
Wow.
She loved singing. I went to Robeson, that School of the Arts, so that was elementary. And it's just like I got this talent. Like I thought it was fun. I didn't know I was nice at it, but I knew when it's like when you're outside of school or outside of artistic environments and you want to indulge in it in yourself is when you know it's like, okay, I like this. Like I used to draw mock restaurants. I went with a restaurant one day. I used to play teacher and draw. Like I was the art teacher. That was my role. And in high school, it was really my art teacher that was like, yo, you got it. Like she saw potential in me and started giving me a little more notes and tricks on what to do in painting. And I sold my first painting in high school to a teacher for like $25, and then I was in the showcase at school. So I'm like, oh, that's dope. And then I just carried it out through college. It's actually sophomore year I changed my major because I was just like, I was doing communications and marketing. I started getting a pre-calc for math, and I started adding X and M's and all that type of shit. So I said, yo, when do we get like, nah. I told the professor, like, look, I'm changing my major next year, so this class not even going to really count for me for real. So she was like, look, you work with me, I work with you. So I got my D, passed the class, changed my major, and then it's been up.
D's get degrees.
They do.
I had to get out the class, so I'm just like, let me do. And she was heavy accent, and like for a person who's not attracted to pre-calc math, period, that's another challenge in itself. Like I remember I was getting tutoring at Kane. Didn't even want to do that. So yeah, but once that was up, and USIFE, they like helped me carry throughout my art Sun God introduction at Kane. So yeah, it's been a little journey, you know.
Right. I always applaud like artists.
Absolutely.
Because it's like it all started when we started doing this podcast. I'm like, yo, like, being a creative is actually very hard.
Goodness. It is.
You know what I mean? Like, and you have to be. There's just some level of like just putting yourself out there, putting your work out there for people. For people to judge you, criticize you, to not even recognize you. You know what I mean? Like, so it's a lot. It's like tone. Like it's a lot of like toll to like maybe like your mind or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like you have to be very like strong as a creative or entrepreneur for that matter. You know what I mean? So I always applaud artists now. Like, yo, it's not easy, you know, putting your all into like and expressing yourself, you know what I mean? And then just to put it out there on the main stage or out there in the world for people just to look at and comment and stuff like that. Like,
I think about that daily, and I take that into consideration at the Artwalk. Like for people who, even in us thinking like each Artwalk is themed. And I remember Abby telling me, like, you know, what should the theme be? Or like, how are we having artists make new pieces? And I got to relate back as an artist, like how much time I put into a piece just for it to be hung up for 4 hours. And like, people to connect with it or not connect with it, for it to sell or not to sell. And it's just like, that can't be the mindset though. Like it gotta be because you want to make it and you connect with it. And it's something that you choose to share. So I like that I think is why we connect. We have a lot of reoccurring artists that come back. Like we get new ones, but we got a lot of people who since like the first one have come back and shown.
I remember the last event. I believe somebody came from all the way from Virginia.
And
I was like,
coming back.
I was like, wow. I was like, yo, that's your journey.
He was the first one through the door too. Wasn't late or anything.
What? I'm ready to hang, ready to help everybody, ready to work. Like
he sold pieces. I feel like most of our artists sold pieces. That's one thing I like about our event, because the first few events we never charged a hanging fee. I got a grant to have the event, so I was like, okay. Once the grant was up, I looked at Sunny like, we got charged. And then I was like, me being a creative and then Sunny being creative, we're like, okay, it's certain things we can't afford. So let's keep it at like an affordable price. But when I see like them sell paintings, I'm like, okay, perfect. Like they're making their bid off of it. And then especially with the time we give them, we had one every other month. So you literally had a month and a half to make new pieces. So I was just like, okay, as long as it works, it just has to work. And it's been working. That with like the I think the last event was the first event we had the conversation piece where I called like guys and girls up.
Yeah, that was the first time.
Yeah. So just trying to get that conversation going. I'm not an artist. If I paint, it's because I'm stressed. I'm like, okay, let me just throw some paint on there and let's see how that make me feel. I'm like, okay, I feel better. I can go back to doing what I gotta do. But then if I'm stressed over just doing that, then it's like, okay, I know these artists are stressed. So just giving them that platform, I feel like is important.
How was like the process of you applying for the grant? Like, what was that like?
A lot stressful. That was my first grant. So LoveLangauge is 3 in November. So I had to, thank you.
Congratulations.
So you had to be an LLC for a year to apply. Then I think it was called the Creative Catalyst Grant. So it was for creatives that got hit hard by COVID. So they were like, okay, how much money did you lose? And when I did this with Sunny, I just started a new job. I was working for myself for like 2 years. So I was like, okay, if I'm gonna have events, I need somebody to pay for it. Somebody brought it up to me. He was like, yeah, just apply. It was like 4 questions and then just wanted your budget. And then honestly, I forgot I applied for the grant by the time they hit me up and it was like, oh, you got it. And I'm like, wow, I got it. I was like, oh, what? So as soon as they called me, I was like, okay, who could help me do this? It was Valentine's Day. It goes with LoveLangauge because LoveLangauge is more about communication, like with the cards and stuff. So I'm like, okay, how can I put the two together? So I'm like, okay, let me call Sunny. And then I was like, okay, let me have a spoken word part. So I invited this girl named Adobe who does the event plug. So I was like, okay, we're going to have a spoken word and then an art show. And when we first did it, it was supposed to be 2 separate events. We called it a speakeasy, and somebody called the cops on our event. Wow. They called us like, yeah, you can't have the event anymore because a speakeasy is somewhere where you sell illegal liquor. And I was like, yo, who is lying? I was like, why would I do that? So when that happened, I was scared. I'm like, okay, yo, please don't take my grant away. Like, I don't want Newark to hear about it. So we merged the 2 events together. And with the grant, you're able to apply to it every year. So like a lot of people think grants are hard. Most grants are mad simple. Really? It's not until you're applying for like over 10 grand that they're like, okay, well, we want X, Y, and Z. So with that one, we spent the money we got and then we just kept going. It was just.
Where can people like go to find to apply the grants that you got? Like, where'd you go?
That one was word of mouth. Oh. Yeah. I don't know if you guys know Zay from Gallery Retail. He does like silent DJ parties every Wednesday on Halsey Street. And he was like, yeah, we got the Creative Catalyst grant. And I'm like, okay. At that point, I'm like, okay, I can apply to it. He was like, yeah, just go ahead and do it. The second grant I got from Prudential, somebody posted on Instagram. And I didn't think I was going to get that one from like Prudential. Yeah. But that one I ended up getting. That was easy. It's word of mouth. Yeah. Or if you go through like whatever city you live in or whatever city you're servicing, they have a list of the grants from the city, like you have to call them or it's on a website, but nobody knows. Yeah, so you have to. It's basically that way, or get a grant writer.
Grant writer.
Yeah, they got all the grants. Like my grant writer sends me grants. I'm like, you want this one? I'm like, okay.
Oh, so like, that's pretty interesting. I didn't know about that. So like, if you want, it's kind of like like an agent, kind of like to bring you offers and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
It's some Instagram pages I follow because I'm just getting introduced to Newark for real in the last like year and a half creatively. So it's pages that I started following to kind of like get updates. I'm talking like they are my favorites, or I got a saved, you could save posts. I got a saved category for art opportunities on my personal and business page that go back to it. And I think Newark Arts, they got a tab on their website that shares like artist calls and different open opportunities to apply for. And they have some grants up at times, but it's mostly like open calls. But I mean, it's out there. People just gotta want it. want to see it.
That's the thing.
I feel like
you gotta talk to the right
gotta
people
want
too,
it.
because people
It's out there.
people are gatekeep. Like, people were really, that's one thing I learned with the whole creative entrepreneur thing. People will gatekeep, like, but like, you just have to pay attention. Because even with that, like, the lady was telling me about like different ways to do it. Like, every city has money for a specific thing. So Newark has money for violence prevention. So like, when I did the grant that I just applied to with her, I was like, okay, what can I do violence prevention? So I started a program up for girls, like on Saturdays. But that amount of money is for that. But some grants don't ask you to allocate or like tell them where exactly your money is going, as long as you're servicing those girls. So like, every city is different. You just have to figure out how to spin your art or like your business to kind of service that, and then that's where that comes from.
Chat GPT. What's it?
Chat GPT.
Chat GPT. Yeah.
You writing all my essays.
Help me. I got put onto it.
We having a great time with Chat GPT.
I'm still, working through the grant situation, but it's helpful when it comes to even like applying for artist calls. Like, even with my autobiography, it's helped me categorize in words, like how to just get to the point in a short, less than 2,000 words, 300 words. Some of them, it's just like you got to get to the point. You got to sell them in that manner. I used that for the North Arts Festival. I got a collaboration that just got accepted.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm excited about it. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
We're gonna take a moment. Nope.
This is a sip. This is not. Don't take.
We're gonna take a
This is a sip. This is not the shot.
You mentioned communication.
Yeah.
So I guess at first it started off as a communication event, or
so Love Language at first started off as a workbook. So I used to journal to myself during the pandemic. I worked like a 60-hour job a week. I never had time to like decompress, and I didn't have time for anything. So once that stopped happening, I literally had to take time. Like, I'm Caribbean, so like staying at home with your Caribbean parent during the pandemic was hell. So like, I used to literally go on my mother's roof. Like, we had like a flat roof, and I used to like chill, like write, journal, read, do what I had to do. And I'm like, okay. My best friend at the time came over, and he was like, what? So he's just like, yo, what the hell are you doing? Like, I had markers, like highlighting stuff. And he was like, oh, you should turn this into like a little workbook. So I was looking at him like, that's a little, being vulnerable again is not strong suit, because I'm like, I'm talking to myself. So I had a silent listening party. So like, I'm not as open as people think I am unless I'm really close to you. So like, she not. So when I had that, I didn't want anybody to hear my book. So I had my friends record the book, like voice wise, and I had people come in and wear the headphones. So I didn't have to hear them listening to it. And I left my event completely. Like, I came back like hours later. I was like, where'd you go? I said, okay, it's over. I submitted that. I didn't hear back from anybody. And then I was like thinking like, yo, what could I do that like makes sense? So my parents, again, Caribbeans don't communicate. So I was like, okay, how do we get people to communicate? All the cards I'm seeing is like either leading to like sex or like the questions are mad vague. So I was like, okay, let me start doing cards. So I started a singles pack. I had an event called Convos of the Sexes. That was my first event. So I had guys in one room, girls in one room. I gave them prompts on the wall. And I went to North Star. So if you heard of, like about that school, like the pre-calc, we couldn't graduate without doing that. So they had us doing certain things that it was like, it worked out at the end. So I had the guys and the girls come to the center, and it was a brunch, and it was like a Socratic seminar. So they were just debating answers back and forth, like evidence. And I was like, oh shit, I thought it was gonna be corny, but they were really into it. I was like, okay. And then I started doing other relationships. I'm like, okay, there's more than just friends. So I did friends, family, couples, bros, girls, people who argue, just trying to figure out questions that they could talk things out with instead of it just being like silence. And that's what that led to. And I'm like, okay, this would be cute during events. So I was like, let's see if the Artwalk, I love museums. I'm gonna see how to tie it in there. And it took me 3 events to tie it in there. Like, I never wanted to be on the microphone. I don't know if y'all were there when she was trying to tell me to get on the microphone.
I remember.
It's always me. Where Abby?
I don't. I'm always running around on the scene type of thing. So I was okay. Let's do it that way. But It's been working. Like, I just like seeing people call me like, oh yeah, I did this with my boyfriend. We had a great time. Like, okay. Guys are so scared to buy them when they're with their girlfriends. Like, things gonna lead to an argument. I'm like, I promise it's not gonna lead to an argument. And then I had some guys, like the single guys, they'll buy it to make it seem like it's like they have the date prepped. So they'll have it in their car, like in the thing, like, okay, like, cause they're in weed bags. So they'll be like, oh yeah, I put a blunt in there, and after the date, I told her I want to talk. And I'm like, that worked? He was like, yeah, it worked. I was like, all right. Like, if it works, it works. But, and then that's what led to the date night.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have the cards with you?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Maybe let's
try to play it.
Which ones do y'all want to play?
It's up to you.
What's the options?
I think I'm gonna just do singles.
Singles?
I feel like you can't really do. Yeah. Imagine.
I'm like burning up.
Yeah, I see you.
I'm like so hot.
That Don.
Yeah, like
on.
It's a condition. Like every time I drink, I just start sweating.
Oh yeah, you're not going. I'm over here.
I'm like baking. I had to take my glasses off.
I see you going.
Yeah, I was like,
I thought it was just me. I'm like, maybe I should have took that shot.
Yeah, like I know, right? I'm like, yo, I hope they don't pick this up.
It's the fan. As soon as it hit me, I get so excited.
Yeah.
I know that. Man.
I'm
like, oh wow, that's nice packaging.
Thank you.
You sell these?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where can they?
Where can the people buy them?
LoveLangaugeInc.com.
Yeah. Okay. Own domain. All right.
Yeah, I met this one guy. He said, "You have your own domain." I said, "No." He said, "You need to get it together." It kind of hurt at first.
Just like that?
Yes. He was like, well, if you don't buy it, I'm going to buy it then sell it to you. Because on GoDaddy, somebody could sell you your website. He was like, it's $1 right now. He said you got until tonight. And it was a stranger. I thought he was home. I think I called you and told you. I thought he was homeless. He was like playing a violin on the street. So I was like about to go give him money. He said, I'm not homeless, ma'am. I said, oh shit. But he just told me to go buy it. And I was like, that makes sense. Let me see. Okay. I'm not going to pick the card though.
Oh, so like I just pick a card and read it?
Yeah. Pick a card, any card.
So what's the, you read it and then who answers? The person who reads it or?
The other person.
So they pick a person.
Convo-wise. Yeah, okay. I've never done this in a group of 4. So.
Oh, because usually it's like a one-on-one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see. Free question. Free card. What question has been on your mind? What are your hobbies? What do you do in your free time, Abby?
I'm at the gym a lot, or I don't get a lot of free time, so I try to like paint or like. What else do I like to do? Nope, that's it. It's usually the gym.
Gym or paint?
Gym or paint, yeah, when I have time. Oh, I'm next. Got it. Do you know what your attachment style is? So, like, are you clingy? Are you communicative? Are you...
This is a good question.
I didn't even know there was types.
Yeah. Sunny.
What's the rest of them?
It's clingy, communicative. Jesus. Clingy, communicative. There's touchy. There's possessive. There's...
Well, so far, I'm definitely communicative and touchy. My love language is definitely words of affirmation, quality time, and physical touch. And I like to give gifts. So I guess maybe acts of service or gifts.
Yeah.
Well, I do acts of service too, but the top 2 is quality time and physical touch for sure.
So is it like attachment style? Is it like kind of associated with like love language? Like what's your love language?
Not always, but it could be. Some people don't like being touched unless it's their partner. So then it could be physical touch. And some people, like, they're not clingy, but then when y'all start talking, it's like, okay, I really like this person. You're like, okay, I want to be with you every day.
Right. I could go without the every day. I could do like every 3 or just maybe the weekend,
Quick breather.
Yeah, because it's like, I already know what the other style is like, and that ain't the healthiest. It depends on the person, but sometimes it's good to give you space, your partner space. But as long as y'all communicate within that time apart, it's like it's cool. So I think communication is mine.
They said, I was listening to this podcast. I can't remember the guy's name, and he was talking about relationships and how like it's important to like have time for your partner. It's important to have time for your friends, and then it's important to have time for yourself. So it's like the percentage. But I am curious about
That's
what
the big three.
What you was about to what's your the attachment.
I don't really understand the question.
I think
so. Is it like
possessive?
I like like.
You say you toxic.
Like when you start liking somebody, right? What do you notice that you start to do?
Possess.
Oh.
Wait, I'm possessive. I'm possessive.
Are you like, nah, you mine?
Yeah. I just told you. I know this guy.
Before it's even mine.
This guy.
Yeah. Before it's mine, I'll tell you.
Before it's mine is yours.
Yeah.
Okay.
What would you guys say you guys' love languages are?
Mine? What's the options?
Physical touch, acts of service, words of affirmation,
quality time,
and gifts.
Go from top to last.
I say quality time. That's so busy, and you taking time out of your day. That's huge. Right. Acts of service. Yeah, and what's the other?
Physical touch, acts of service, gifts, quality time, words of affirmation.
Gifts. Then that's next. Yeah, gifts. Yeah.
Why you look at him like you ain't agree?
I'm trying to make sure it add up. I'm trying to make sure it add up, but it's pretty solid. Mine, active service, 1.
Yeah.
2, quality time. 3, what's the physical touch? Gift giving.
Probably physical touch.
Yeah. And then, matter of fact, gift giving and then physical touch is last.
Okay.
Yeah, that's mine.
So I got a question for that because it was last.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find? Look, we interviewing y'all. Do you find that in your relationships, like your partner may like wonder about that?
Wonder about what?
Like physical touch, like, oh, do you like hold hands? Do you like cuddling?
Yeah,
yeah. That's not what
it get brought up. It get brought up.
That's not what he wanted to say.
It gets brought up.
Okay.
It get brought up.
Like the lack of it, or
that's what
I see.
Yeah, like I can't cuddle for long.
Yeah.
You get
Do you
hot?
get hot, or is it just like the comfort for you?
I get hot. I run hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like after a while, I was like,
crazy.
After that, you uncomfortable.
Yeah, like I just want to go to the cold side. Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know how people can hold each other to sleep the whole night. It's just what? That's crazy to me. You know what I mean? But I'm a cool like 5-10 minutes cuddle, and then
10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean.
But you hold hands and stuff like that. Give hugs.
He thinking about it too hard.
Nah, I don't. I'm not really like a touchy-feely.
No.
Only in certain spaces, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But other than that, like I'm not a hugger. I see people, I say, what's up? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's actually an issue.
But partner-wise.
Yeah, partner-wise.
Oh, wow.
Like it became an issue where like, they would come see me and like, I'm like, hey, like, it's almost like they kind of came to me like, yo, you acting like we've been around each other this whole day. But this is the first time you see me. You're not even giving me a hug. But the way I would carry it is as if we've been together all day or the last 7 days or whatever. But I realized that my family, we don't hug each other like that.
I was about to ask you.
You know what I mean? So I realized I realized that when I went back to Nigeria, I'm like, my dad, he's so excited when he goes back. But when I went back with him and the people he talks to on the phone every day, they didn't even hug each other or dap each other up. It was almost like, hey, as if he'd been there the whole time. You know what I mean? So I tried to change.
Okay.
So, but when I do change, they say it's not genuine, faking it.
They already said something, right?
Okay, accountability.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay.
But we working on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. First step is acknowledgement. So,
but I'm not like holding hands in a mall.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No PTA.
I'm a thug, baby.
I gotta think about it.
I started crying at the end.
I'm weak.
Oh,
I'm a thug, baby.
Thug life.
He's serious.
But that's public, so even in private, it's like a dub.
I might do a little smack, you know what I mean? But
a little butt smack.
Yeah,
What you about to say? Okay.
That's it.
That's about it.
In the kitchen when you walking past.
He said, "Okay, that's done for the day,
baby.
I done my job."
See you doing.
Okay.
Hey yo.
But yeah, that's. Let me pass one card out.
Oh,
I guess you can.
My
Oh yeah,
turn.
you go ahead.
Wait, I hold it and you pick it, right?
You ain't pick a card,
You
but
pick
So
okay.
you supposed to hold it for me, or I pick it myself?
Okay, here you go, Love Bug. I'm so sorry.
What is your relationship with your family like? Are you a family person? I would get this card. I'm a family person. I would say I'm family to who family to me. Like, I'm a big advocate on, like, that's your blood, but is it really family? Like, certain titles really hold weight to me for you to play a position in my life. You really gotta, like, play it. Because if I'm in yours, I expect the same way. I wouldn't expect you to tell me you love me if I don't show you love or do things of love, out of love for you. So I'll hold that same accountability to my family. It depends on the family member we're talking about. But my relationship with my family is pretty close. Like, I'm with my dad, we kiki all the time. Me, him, and my sister got a group chat where we just cut up. He's a shit talker, so it's just like, you kind of gotta have your ammo ready to come back with him. Me and my sister, we've grown to be closer. I have a little brother. Well, he's 15. He's taller than me. He's not so little, but those three to me are so important. My brother and my sister. Those is like my first best friends. Like, before I ever got introduced to what a friendship looks like that was my sister. And growing up, I started to acknowledge that, like, wow, you was around for everything. Like, even though I'm the oldest, you was still around for everything. For things that, like, people who, not in here don't see, don't know. Like, that's real family right there. Whether it's like she chose it or not, that's real family right there. So that is what holds value to me. My grandparents, if it was my grandparents, I wouldn't be who I am at all.
Yeah.
Like
100%.
At all. My grandparents, between like both my grandma, I'm blessed to have both my grandmothers, and I have my grandfather, who's not my biological grandfather, but he played the role in my life. I call him Poppy. So my grandparents really take up a lot of who I am today. And I was raised by my mom's single mom in the household. But, my mom is on her own journey. And it allowed me in that time span to realize what my journey has to look like as a woman after graduation, college, and the pandemic and everything. It's just like, I felt like I couldn't get lost in it. Or else I feel like, damn, I'm going to end up like my mom. Like, my mom was a young mom. She was 16, 2 kids. Then it's just like, when I turned 18, it's like, Nana ain't have no kids. That was a celebration in my family. So it's just like, for me to go to college dorm, have the whole 9 yards, it's just like, okay, we don't got to worry about y'all. Like, it's so crazy. At certain family events, I got family coming up to me like, we were so worried about y'all growing up, but y'all so well spoken. It's just certain things where it's just like, damn.
How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like I understand. I totally understand why they're saying it or feel that way. But to me, it makes me feel like I can't let up. Because, it's about me. It's my life. But I'm at the point where I feel like, damn, if I don't do it, ain't nobody else gonna get it. Like, and that's just the way the cookie crumble. Like, that's the way the cards was just dealt. So that's how I feel. But I love my family, and for that reason, I'm a family person. And I think even friendships, I think is important. I treat my best friends like she's my sister. So, yeah.
Well said.
That's good.
This come out the pile, right? I don't put it back. It's not like, Tell me your name again.
Dele.
Dele.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn, that's crazy.
You just got me with the answer.
What are your worst qualities?
Wow. Yo, you shuffle these?
No.
My worst qualities, man.
We just talked.
No, I'm glad we about to get this on tape.
He got him trying to set him up.
Nah, he picked the card.
No, worst qualities. I don't even know if it's. I'm not even gonna say worst. I would say bittersweet. It's, you probably know what I'm gonna say.
No, I want to hear.
It's a lot of people, friends, even probably loved ones or partners have told me I'm a bit critical. Like very. I feel like if I love you or I have love for you or you're dear to me, I harp on you. You know what I mean? Like, I make sure you're accountable. I make sure, you write down a list of what you want to do in life, and you meet those standards. You do everything to get to that point. But, with that comes, it can come off like who you think you are. Like, for people who don't like to be held accountable, it could be very, there could be a lot of like tension. You know what I mean? Those uncomfortable conversations. And a lot of people don't like it. So, and I can't help it because I feel like, I don't know, that's just my body. Like, that's what I like to do. Like, I believe in personal development, growth, growing together, and me and him been on the phone with like a group of people, you know what I mean? And we having these conversations. This is not even no cap.
I'm usually like the mediator.
Yeah, he's the mediator. Yeah, I'm bringing people along like, yo, like, because I'm
like, what he trying to say is,
yeah, I'm like a no bullshit. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat.
You straight to the statement, like
direct.
And Shay direct. All right,
look. I'm like, listen, what he mean is
direct. You know what I mean? And if you really know me, it's coming from a place of love. You know what I mean? I'm not your enemy. I always tell them, I'm not telling you this. It's not going to benefit me. It will only benefit yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'll say it's like a bittersweet.
Okay.
I
got a question for that. Do you feel like it's from your upbringing? Like, I know you say your family was African.
You're Igbo or Yoruba?
Yoruba, for sure.
For sure.
Shout out to the crew. But yeah, definitely from my upbringing. Oh man, my growing up wasn't funny at all. Like harsh environments. Yeah, like
African families.
Yeah, my dad, he raised a monster. It was oh man, by force. They say by force or by fire. Yeah, he's gonna whip you into shape. We're gonna get you right. You know what I mean?
Generation?
So yeah. So yeah. So I was raised like, yo, you man, some people would have PTSD.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, and I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. Growing up, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
At all. Like, yo, why are you,
Yeah.
like just Mac.
Yeah.
But growing up and knowing how this world can really be and how people can just go under and people can just stray left and, you know what I mean? Like, I think it was all out of fear. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't want his son to like fail.
Especially in first gen. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my dad takes pride in the last name. He takes pride in all the Astros all went to college, graduated. Like, you know what I mean? There's a certain pride that he said nobody can say none of us went to like this. He goes on this big rant because there's just some sense of pride. So, you know, everything he did for me, like that I thought was on the extreme end, was just out of fear and out of love because he didn't want me to like stray off. Plus, he's new to this country. Right. So like my surroundings are different from what his surroundings were in Nigeria. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, obviously the media can like skew how things can be. You know what I mean? So he's like, okay, wow, I have a son. He's raised in America amongst like Americans that don't really have the best, you know what I mean? Like image, you know. He used to remind me every day, like, yo, remember, you know what I mean?
Yeah. My mother just called them black people children. Like from the outside looking in, you would think that like Africans and Caribbeans, there's like some type of competition that they're trying to push you to be in. And it's like, I don't know why you're yelling at me. I did what you told me to do. And they're like, this isn't right. You could do like 100% better. And I'm looking at them like, yo, the rest of my friends over here having sleepovers. I can't leave the house. Exactly. Like, it's different.
Exactly. So.
And to them, I feel like it's a big part of their family values. But it's just like, does that ever change? Does it grow? Does it get better? Does it adapt to where you at? Like you said, you're not back where you're from.
I mean, it's just like I said, it's fear. Now, or maybe because I was like younger, but now he's more chill. Obviously, I can do what I want. Obviously, when Nigerian parents, it's almost like, all right, once you accomplish college, or like, I wouldn't even say high school, college, then they give you some room to breathe. Once you get a job, you get more room to breathe. You know what I mean? Once you get married, you know what I mean? So it's all about levels, like. But once they see you're able to do for yourself, you're independent, you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're successful, they give you, you know what I mean? But it comes like in like levels, tiers, exactly. So, but yeah, man, that's the journey. But yeah, that's definitely why I'm very.
Oh no, we're gonna do these ones.
That's why I'm very hard.
About family, so we can just do
snap! What's this packet called?
That's the family one.
I guess let Shayla pick one. That's the family one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, you was gonna do the friends one. That one is
the bros. We can't do the girl ones.
All right.
Yeah.
What impacted you in your upbringing that forced you to become the person you are today? That's a good one. In your upbringing that forced you to become. I don't know. Like my so I used to hang out with my grandparents a lot. Like similar to you. Like my mom, she had me at a young age. So I spent a lot of time with my my grandparents, and my papa. He was a Marine. So I would see him. Like I would go over there on the weekend, and he worked at night, and I would see him leave, and I could never sleep in. I remember he only took like, I think slept maybe 2-3 hours, and he was up, and then he'll wake me up and he'd be like, why are you sleeping in? And the bed had to be made a certain way, like it had to be tight. And then my grandma would show me how to make the bed to like the standard. And then one time, like, I don't know, like I think I was like 8 or 9. He came in and he was like, because I'm the third, you know, he's the first, and he was like, it's on you, like to carry the name. And then like he would take me out. He would drive by like liquor stores and see people hanging out. He'd be like, that's not who you want to be. So he like, and I was very young, and I was like, what is he even doing? But like, it took me a long time to understand why he was so hard on me. And I remember to this day, I don't think I've ever heard him tell me yes. Like no. Every time I asked was no. But then the girls, yes. Yeah. They bring out the money and all that. But he always told me no. So, but then it kind of like made me rely on myself more and be more resourceful and things like that. So I think that like really he expected a lot out of me from he used to always tell me like, it's on you. Like, you know, like it's the way the direction of this it's on you. So it's up to you. So you got to make like, really good decisions and things like that. So I think that was like really powerful. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Do you still kind of like hold your household to a standard in that way, like with making your bed and stuff like that every morning?
Oh, me? Like making my no. And the thing is, like, I went and I did go through the army. I went through boot camp. I did not know how to do the four corners, hospital bed and all that. But I don't I don't no, I don't do that in practice. Though.
No.
Not at all. I don't even because I feel like I'm gonna lay in it again. Like yes.
Nah, it is. I never really made my bed at all growing up.
Yeah,
but I started doing it. Yeah,
it does make a difference.
It makes a
My
difference.
mother used
really
to
does.
wait till I came home to whip my behind if the bed was not made.
Nah,
it
it makes a difference.
crazy.
It instills discipline. I definitely appreciate why I did it at a young age because it's like it's a routine, but I don't do the routine now. I definitely don't do it now. Yeah.
I make my bed in the morning. At my grandma's, I made my bed, but at home, it was here and there, depending how I was feeling, And I don't think I was a really crazy sleeper, but like at least the bottom would be tucked. So the top, you just flap that
Pull it
thing over, pull the pillow over, you good.
If your room not clean, at least if your bed is made,
no,
I mean,
you feel good when you come home.
Like, when I come home from work and like my space is put together and then my bed is made, I'm like, all right.
I have 2 questions for you guys. I want to know what the end goal for you is, and for you, like at the end of the day, what do you want out of all that all that you're doing? You know what I mean? I guess you can start with you.
Can I go last?
Say it one more time. What's the end goal?
What's the end goal? Because you're an artist, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm sure there's a lot of money. There's money in art, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. So what's the end goal? Do you want to become? What do you want? This is your chance to
honestly
manifest it.
Stopped. I guess dressing up entrepreneurship. Like it got to the point where it started to become like more of. It wasn't good for my mental health. Like, and I came like 2016 when I really started Sun God. I'm talking like I was sick for months because I would not sleep. I was like, sleep for what? I got shit to do. I got a show coming up. I got a pop-up shop. And Sun God is just me. I don't have a team. And a lot of that is me in my way as well, because I don't feel like nobody gonna go as hard as me for what I believe in, for what I do. And it's like I'm the artist, so a lot of the work is from me. So at this point, I don't really know how to find a team in that.
Yeah.
But I wasn't taking care of me mentally, physically, losing sleep. I was making it to class. I'm talking like, I had art classes. I'm just 6 hours. I was doing homework the day before.
It's on a Saturday, right? Or
I had no weekend classes.
No weekend classes.
But I'm talking I only had 3 hour and 6 hour classes. So my schedule was like I got That's 3 hour beginning of the day, I got night class. So to me it's just like in between somewhere I gotta do what Sun God gotta do. Outside of like Kane and what the curriculum say. Like even to this day, I think I didn't stem that on myself, but I think I capitalized on that throughout college and to now. Like I'm a pre-K teacher and it's like, I love the kids. I love my environment. I don't wake up and be like, oh, I gotta go to work like every other job. I'm used to working late hours. I get off at 3:30. I'm having an appointment at 5. I can make it to the store before it closes. Like I'm not used to having that autonomy. So it's just for me, for my day to feel complete, I have to do something for SZN, which at first was Sun God, was the brand. But then I had a friend who told me like, yo, you are the brand though. Like SZN is Sun God. Like stop separating it. Or you don't have to separate it. It can be one. You are the artist, you are the designer, like that's all under you. So the moment that I started to accept that is the moment where I got to release the the fantasy of like having to be a full-time entrepreneur, and this is the only way that I can be happy. So for me right now, what's my angle is like, I come home, I do something for me in my day, and I get to go to bed, and I get to wake up, God willing, and do it again the next day. And every day is a stepping stone to the next or to the end goal, no matter what that looked like. And I've become more open to change. Like, I'm in therapy. I think I hit like 6-7 months of therapy now. So that's also helped me into, huge. You know, letting my mental just not be so hard on myself. I give myself a lot more grace. Like, I was not the most graceful person with myself. I'll beat myself up about something and be like, nah, we gotta stay up. It gotta get done. Like, I'll choose that over my peace. You know? And even with other people, relationships. So I'll say that. And right now I'm just looking to grow into a career. I want to grow into a creative career. I've been studying to become an art teacher. I decided that I'm gonna just study for the praxis. I really don't want to have to go back to school, but in the end all be all, if I do, I do. But I've been studying for the praxis to become an art teacher just because I know, like, it's something that's already set. I grew up in New Brunswick. I'm connected with the school, with the teachers. So if there's a position open, I know I have the opportunity to get it, as long as I'm prepared on my end to receive it. So there's that. And then I just been looking to be more present in gallery spaces, whether it's volunteer work, whether it's a part-time. I'm open to that now that my hours are willing me to do it. I got a reliable vehicle right now. So it's just like, it's endless opportunities. And I'm just allowing myself to be receptive of that. So yeah, that's my day-to-day angle, I guess.
And you happy?
So I would say, so opposite to Sunny, my mother came here. I'm first gen. Her and my dad separated kind of early. So she's one of those people where she's like, you don't need anybody, just get everything done. She came here, bought a few houses, did what she had to do. So she's one of those people like, this is how you do. Like, this is the blueprint type of thing. And when I decided I wanted to go different, it was a lot of negative feedback. So I'm one of those people where I'm very hard on myself. Like, I just started therapy. She kept mentioning it because I'm very hard on myself. Again, like with Sunny, I will stay up if this has to get done. If there's space in my schedule, I feel like I'm not doing enough type of thing. And I had to get that mental out of my head. I would say, like, my end goal is to leave a legacy. When I was in high school, I wasn't really sleep, but I was kind of quiet. I didn't really understand, like, my power in that case until, like, after I grew up. So, like, people would joke, like, you know how the yearbooks would be, like, most likely to succeed? And they'll be like, that's not Abby. And, like, that kind of, like, stuck with me for a minute. And then
straight
with having,
like that? Somebody would say that?
Yeah. Well,
that's
kids
beef.
are mean.
That's beef.
Kids are mean. I work
with
with high schoolers now. Kids are mean. Yeah. So on top of that, with my mom, like, I cried at my event. I don't think you guys saw that when I was talking about my mom, because me and her, we had it hard. Like, she was not supportive of anything. Now she'll, like, anybody she sees, she'll be like, oh, X, Y, and Z, Abby has this, that, and the third. I'm like, okay. But I want to show people that you could have a legacy without it having to be the hard way. Like, I see my mother give up relationships and say she doesn't care about love anymore. Like, she has to focus on her 4 houses and X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, my end goal is to be happy, but also leave a legacy. Like, one of my biggest fears is having my kids in a broken home. I feel like that kind of, it lacks communication, and then it also lacks support. And with me, like, I have my girls programs on Saturdays, but it's because I see these girls saying, okay, they don't have that, like, love or whatever case at home or somebody to listen. So, like, okay, Abby, if you have to be tired for another, like, 3 hours and go to sleep after, okay, I'm wake up and have the girls there. Cool. With the art event, I just like connecting people. So, like, if I see something that Sunny could do, I'm calling Sunny, like, yeah, use my address for X, Y, and Z, and then apply to this, that, and the third. Like, and if it works, it works. But I'm just trying to like, my end goal is to prove people wrong. Like, I feel like there is a legacy that can be had. And even if it's not just with me and my kids have it, where they have something that they could step over, like that's what that is. I have been showing myself more grace. My therapist be on my ass. Like, okay, you need to do X, Y, and Z today. So I've been breathing more. If I have a break, I go to sleep for once.
Yeah, she was on vacation and she just kept talking
I have a problem. Yeah, they cut me. They took me. They tried taking me out the group chat.
The group chat. I'm like, yo, why is she talking to us?
But that's what's on my mind. Like, I could trust Sunny. Like, oh, geez, I shut that microphone. I don't trust people with this. Like, I have no partner. My best friend told me that businesses are babies. So, like, you know how, like, sometimes babies have those moments where, like, they just need to be, like, let them grow by themselves. I have a hard time letting this shit grow by itself because I'm like, okay, you need to get up. But, like, he's like, yeah, you know, babies have aunts and they have uncles and they have, like, people around them.
That careful.
Yeah. So, it's just, like, sometimes it's hard for me to accept, like, okay, I could trust you to babysit my child, right? So it wasn't until Sunny's like, okay, I'm hanging up the phone, like we're done talking on vacation. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna breathe. But I feel like that is my legacy, is like, one, proving people wrong, and two, just having something for my kids to be like, okay, this, that, and the third. Like, I really want to open up a kind of YMCA for like young entrepreneurs. So like, you come in and you learn how to market, you come in, you learn social media, you come in, you take an art class. Like, different connections like that. I feel like Newark doesn't have. I work with the high school, and you see like a lot of them, like 3 of my kids were scamming when I first started. And I'm like, yo, what are you doing? And they're like that's all we see on Instagram is people making money. And I'm like, yo, you're 17. And he comes stressed in, worried about money. And I'm like, that's not. So I was like, okay, what else do you want to do? And he was like, okay, I want to open up a salon. And I'm like, okay, I didn't question it. I'm like, all right. So I had people come in and I'm like, okay, talk to this, that, and the third person. Just like, let them talk to you about it. God willing, he did stop scamming. His friends got in trouble for it a few months later.
Wow.
So I was like, all right, as long as like with me, I feel like I'm more of a purpose person. If that's what God put me in the space for. My job, I love it. It's cool. I can make a little bit more money if they can hear me. But if I'm saving one of these kids from going to jail, that's cool. You just need somebody to hear you. Yeah. So me and him are really tight. He graduated. He told me he didn't want to go to school. Now here he's at Seton Hall. But just making that impact on somebody. Yeah, I would say that's mine. Yeah.
Well,
he might be on to something with that salon, because I'm having ideas. Literally in the past 2 weeks, I want to open up a nail salon.
Yeah, I'm gonna connect y'all.
Yeah.
He's really smart.
Oh, where? I didn't know that.
Get me involved as a nail tech. So
he has a whole.
You do not.
I want. Because you gotta understand. I should probably even be saying this, but fuck it. Because you know, girls will pay a lot of money on their beauty.
Yeah.
I remember when I was looking at the teriyaki. Me and my uncle were looking at locations for teriyaki. We wanted to go to this one spot that's next to. There happened to be a nail salon right next door, and before it opens, there's a line. People are coming in and out, in and out, in and out. Come back an hour, they're coming back. But there's not that many black-owned nail salons that I know of. You know what I mean? And I feel like it would be cool if we set our own vibe.
It'd be
have
tough,
our own people there.
Yeah, let's.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
the first time I heard about that was on Love and Hip Hop. What is his name? He has the perm. Atlanta.
Dang, I
forgot what his name was.
Taylor got her own.
Yeah, but he opened one. He put black hairstylist in there, and he just like goes and he runs, he does what he has to do, and he leaves. But like, I feel like that's really tough. Like when I was younger, I was like, oh, I want to open a mall and just have like black owned businesses in the mall. Like, but it's achievable. Okay, I'm gonna connect y'all. You can have him. Yeah, he needs to.
Probably all this time. But I want to thank you guys for coming.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Thank
on
you.
all your endeavors. I pray that you guys, reach all your end goals.
Amen.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I always like to see, me and Shayla always like to see, black women, doing their thing. It's motivation, for us black men. So keep going, keep pushing the envelope, and keep making more money.
We'll see y'all at the anniversary.
Yeah.
You gotta lock
I know
we
gonna do something.
We gotta do something. Yeah. For sure.
That space is big enough. That would be tough in that space.
For sure.
Yeah, we got a space in mind. Yeah. We be plotting.
Plus, we need to finish the game because I wanted to get this guy.
Ooh.
We're not. This was a nice.
Yeah, because we don't really have time to. We don't have time. Me and Sunny don't
nights.
have time to play it.
Yeah, we gotta.
First time.
For sure.
Because I want to hear his
Can you
question.
give the people your Instagram? How can they reach you, contact you as you as well?
So I'm Sine. You can call me Sunny though. My Instagram is sungod_, and my business page is Art by Sungod.
And I'm Abby. My Instagram name is by.alexis. So like when people write a book, by.aluxus. And my business page is LoveLangauge Inc. But yes, thank you guys for having us.
Right, yes. This was amazing. It's a beautiful setup in here, y'all.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Congratulations to
this.
Thank you.
We're trying. It ain't easy, but we're making it happen.
That's
you got a picture? You got
stepping
stone. Yeah, take yours. My camera kind. Yeah, man.
You want me to scoot closer to her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that.